Hello everyone, how are we today? I just finished moments ago my pre-stream snack. I made onigiri today, which is very fun. I love jelly-filled donuts. You can see the pictures I posted on my Twitter. Made a little meme with the Brock picture from the Pokemon dub. Always a classic. But yeah, today we have more birds on the agenda. Today we are continuing our Bestiary February 2023 adventure. Bird. Yes, it is bird time. And last stream, we brought this little guy to life. Our lovely little King Pidge. And he is not here right now, but he has been granted a name by one of my VIPs of King Stink. There's Stinky is one of the prompts for this event, so I feel like King Stink would be more appropriate for whoever we end up creating for that prompt. But I don't know. Maybe we'll have a rival King Stink. Queen Stink? Ooh. I have juice today. And unfortunately, if you guys sip me into oblivion today, I will not be able to refill it with juice. I will have to refill with water. Let's back to my homepage. It's not what I wanted. Yes, today we are going to dive into hopefully a couple more ideas that I had from last time. It took me the entirety of last stream to draw one pigeon. And so we're gonna see if we can maybe speed things up a little bit. Maybe a smidgen for the pigeon. But yes, here's our little file with our little pidge. And we're just gonna have to real quick make some little layers out of this. I separate my background layers, huh? Remember, kids, name your layers. It's a pretty good and pretty cool idea. So yeah, I was thinking today we might start off with a swallow. Perhaps based upon a bird such as one of these. It's your common barn swallow. I went into my little tale last time about how seeing these barn swallows all over the place in the countryside of Belarus was such a common thing for me. And I just want to make some kind of creature in my world, since the section of my world I'm building for right now is a very similar environment, very farmy, very country. So I thought, why not? Why not make our own little flavor of swallows? We just need to decide what about them we want to focus on to make them fit a prompt of the challenge. I'm not going to be too picky. I just have to kind of decide what I want them to be. Let me just grab this little prompt list again. So yes, we have stripes, which is what the pigeon was. So we could make them colorful, but we could also make basically anything colorful. I'm wondering if there's something here that's a little bit more... makes more sense for like a swallow type of bird, you know? Like they're very small, they're flittery, they have like little pointed tails. They're very cute and I love them a lot. So, I don't know, part of me is really thinking now about like these absolutely vicious swallows that just like, they don't want you anywhere near them. They actually hate you, and they will move into your barn and they will attack you every time they see you. So I'm wondering if vicious might be a good one for these little guys. Could be funny. In fact, I just might do it. So yes, today we are going to do prompt 23, Vicious, for some very bloodthirsty barn swallows. Burrow predators, which make ground hornet birds. Oh gosh, how horrifying. Yeah, those things sound absolutely horrific. I don't know. Let's jump over to our little arts page. Let me color grab this first because I just want the same pencil type. We're kind of sticking with this sketching in brown ink kind of vibe. I don't know, this feels like too thick of a line, but maybe it's just the, I don't know, the opacity is, maybe, I kind of want the paper texture to show up a little bit underneath this. I don't know if there's like a layer type that I want to use. I just want to turn the opacity down a little. No. We'll figure it out later. Maybe I'll just overlay the texture on top of the drawing later. We'll see. I'm not gonna be too picky about it right now. There's no need. And so, I like seeing pictures of swallows that are like, imagine this is a little branch, okay? So they're just kind of like, maybe my rough sketch, so they're just kind of like these little barn swallow feet. And I don't know, like the shape of the bird. Little head. That's more or less kind of the general vibe we are aiming for here. Just turn that down and we'll get into the details, kind of like we did last time. I just turned on pencil instead of brush by accident. Oh, what has happened? WorldAnvil's following. Hello. Hi, thanks for tuning in today. How are you guys? I was so sad that stream was canceled today, or it just didn't happen. I was hoping I could tune in. I was hoping I could watch. Love the tea makeup combination. Oh, thank you. I'm matching the colors. Oh, actually, I'm working on birds today and I'm wearing a bird shirt. Janet is a potato. Oh no. Yeah, I have a heron on my, oh my god, I can't grab it because my hair's in the way. And my necklace also. Yeah, look, we got birds. It's a heron. It's faced the right way with the camera. We're just very on theme for today's stream. As well as the mug with birds on it. So yes, I'm just very excited to be on theme. I don't know if you guys can tell, I just really like birds. It may not be obvious, but on theme for stream. Yes, absolutely. We're just trying to figure out how birds work. So I really haven't actually drawn that many birds in my life. I'm kind of not a huge fan of how this brush is working. Alright. Just kind of get a better grip on what this bird might actually seem like in the real life. The beak. Seems a little large for the beak, but okay, we're making up rules here as we go. Birds don't have to be real. In fact, they aren't, some would argue. Smaller at the head. And so we're gonna probably figure out the coloration on this bird as we go. I want it to be kind of subtle, with like kind of like a flash of a color. Not sure exactly. Or I could just have them be so subtle you don't even realize that they're flying at you at the barn. They just come out of nowhere. You think they're a totally normal looking bird, and then it's just, oh, you're getting attacked by this very angry barn swallow that moved into your house and is now upset that you're there. It's like your cat. Listen, I hear your cats get up to nothing but mischief. Falling into boxes and everything. But what are cats for if not mischief? Dubious little creature, up to no good. They learned from the best. Oh my gosh. Maybe I make them look a little angry. I don't know if we'll get that effect yet. But we'll see. Give them little angry eyebrows. Bam. Definitely have to refine this little design here. Little tail feathers. Alright, so this is approximately bird-like, and I do like that. So I just have to kind of decide, how do I want this creature to be decorated? How do I want it to look? What do I want the main colors to be? All of that goodness. I think we want some, what's this color? Nice little brown. I am a fan of it. We're kind of doing this little sketchy coloring. Like I keep telling myself, I keep telling everyone else, we're gonna make this like super quick, not really huge on the detail. But then again, I spent all of my last stream working on one pigeon. I think he deserved it, to be fair. Pigeon deserves the world. But the whole point of the challenge is to do more than one bird. I mean, technically, like one for the badge, but I want a little more than that. I want like a whole field guide, you know? I would love to have more than just one bird. So we have this little guy here. Maybe she's a lady, I don't know. This kind of light brown belly. Maybe all the undersides are kind of brown. Do you actually like pigeons? I love pigeons. I think they're fantastic creatures. And every time I see one, I do genuinely just want to pick them up and bring them home. I've seen a lot of zoos and things that have little fancy pigeon exhibits where they just have a whole array of pigeons of different types. And I just like I wanna grab them. I wanna take them home. Just pick them up like, hello, you're mine now. Thank you. They're good creatures. I like them. They were abandoned by humans and left to fend for themselves in the cities, so I don't think we get to be mean to them. That one's on us. Why is this not working? Hello? Oh, because it's like the same color as. Wait. Okay, okay. we have fixed our little crisis. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have this little throat is gonna be about the same color as the chest. And then I do like the brown tone. I kind of want to make them I don't want to make them blue because I don't want them to just be a barn swallow, like a real life barn swallow. No. What if they're like a little what if they're a little green actually? A little maybe I'll darken that, but just as like a base color. Mm, maybe a little green forehead action. You know, it's kind of going, it's kind of working. Maybe just a little brightness up top. I go for a little desaturated darker green as we get to the bottom of the head. Maybe, we'll see. Maybe if I put a little bit on the wings as well, just like kind of on the shoulders. I kind of wish I planned these out a little bit more, but I don't know, the creative process, sometimes you just have to let it go, you know? Start off with whatever you got, and then you just do it. Hello? My color picker was not cooperating with me for just a moment. We can kind of vibe with that green on like the shoulders and the top of the head. And maybe for the rest, we just kind of go back down to the warmer. Just make it like a really dark brown. It's a little too dark. To redraw this bird a little bit in like a little preview so I can show off what the tail looks like. I think that ends up usually being the draw to what swallows actually are. And what if the neck as well we made into something really dark? Like if that green just kind of melded down into the dark back and body. Scribble that in there. The joy of kind of treating this like a actual pencil. I can just scribble. Scribbling is a lot easier when it's not digital. Like this, I'm struggling with this art style right now. Just doesn't quite go the same way. I'm also taking this just a lot faster than I was taking the previous sketch, so I'm just not allowing as many details to just kind of shine through. So I'm not gonna be too picky about it. And so I'm imagining that these swallows, kind of like I said when I introed them, like these are going to be some very mean little birds. They will move into your barns, into your farm buildings, and they are just going to be very aggressive and very upset whenever they see you, because this is their home. What are you doing here? And I like to think that they will have very similar looking cousins who are not quite so mean. And so people might allow these birds to start nesting in their buildings without actually realizing that they're the mean version. And that could be pretty funny. A little outline without the line work. Go in, make a couple more defined lines. I think the thing I don't like about this brush is how it's kind of like, it's very firm on the texture mapping, and so I can't really get a straight line. Like right here, it doesn't want me to put down a flat line because the texture's there, just breaking it up. Ah. That is the struggle with textured brushes. They decide where the texture goes, and where the texture goes, there's just no clean line there. That's okay. Maybe it'll just inspire me to go pick up like an actual real life sketchbook and get some pens out again. For the first time in like an age, really. I can maybe... I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm using a lot darker colors. It's not sitting quite as nicely with the line art, but it's okay. It's okay. Everything is fine. Всё в порядке. Maybe I just did some of that on the color layer. Oopsie. Let me tell you, being an artist is hard. What color are their feeties? Maybe also dark? Theoretically. Yeah, they look good like that. Maybe we get some of that same light brown on here. As I just kind of paint over color I just put down. That's fine. This bird looks a little bit less than graceful, but that's okay. Oh, maybe we'll kind of mess around with how some of that looks. Try not to just straight warp it too terribly. Maybe shorten this a little. I don't think the wing should be quite that long. Yeah, it's pretty reasonable by comparison. We have a little swallow. This thing will come peck you if you come too close. So what if now I want to redraw the entire bird? A little, how big is this? Maybe I just draw. Maybe I just draw like the butt end. I just kind of show what the. We're just lightly sketching, kind of seeing where our ideas take us. Heck. Watch your profanity. Can't be using words like that in the chat. Wait, I just said it like 2 seconds ago. Gosh darn it. I'm sorry, I'm a disaster. Personally. Maybe if this concave's a little bit less. I actually can use, oh yeah, I can use this as an eraser now because I messed around with my brush settings and I resaved the same brush in a form that's not locked to just brushes, I'll say that. Now that means I can select it with the eraser, and that makes my life like 10,000 times better. Okay, so how... I just need to figure out how pointed I want little tail tippies to be. Like maybe complete point. Bang. Bang. I don't... Oh, I do actually have opacity turned on for eraser, but it's not being opaque. Hmm. Well, I guess we are just doomed to not have any opacity toggle on this eraser. Okay, that's a good question. I don't even know if the brush version does. Okay, so I want to draw the entire bird up here. Just a little show off what the tail looks like. Gosh, I don't know. I just have so many choices, you know? I could just draw the whole bird. Have to make a lot more room for the wingspan. I don't really want to draw the whole wingspan. I just want to focus on, yeah, we'll just focus on the whole tail. Nothing else. Maybe we can like fade to black the the rest of the bird. Like it's there, but we're just not showing it off right now. We're gonna go like this. And so that would be kind of where the body is. Kind of extends a lot lower than that. Maybe. I don't know. What does the internet say? Ah, yeah, it kind of does do that a little. Yeah, we're just gonna boop my eraser sound. So it looks a little bit more like this, anatomically speaking. Kind of looks like a little fish, but birds are weird, so we're just not gonna question their anatomy. Mm. We're gonna have these kind of like two longer feathers that kind of make up their little tails. And then all the rest are going to be just other little feathers that kind of fill in. See. We like maybe shrinking something down a little, maybe moving it slightly. Or maybe liquefy this a tiny bit, maybe extend this slightly. Yeah, I want that a little bit longer. So we are going to color this in. I'm gonna carry on that kind of like dark color here. Yeah, I'm not fully sold on kind of how I physically drew these, but I do like the way that the colors all look. Oh, Modern Wolf Designs, hello, thank you for following. How are you? Thank you for tuning in. I hope you like birds, because that's what we're drawing today. I know, like, the complete completionist in me. Hello, beautiful work. I just finished doing Burb Fest in January and birded the fuck out. Oh goodness. Yeah, I didn't know that there was a like a January bird thing. I might have hopped in on it if I wasn't just so if I wasn't so like horrifically busy the entire month of January, maybe I would have. If I knew about it, of course. Burbfest 2023. Oh my gosh, I will definitely have to hit up Burbfest 2024 then. That is my kind of scene, I guess I would say. Yeah, I'm gonna be using all of this as practice for Burbfest. They are doing a February bird challenge. Oh my goodness. Is it the same thing? Is it a completely different challenge? What do they ask of us? Instagram is saturated with challenges. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure. There's basically a challenge for everything. There's some fun ones. There's always like I always want to hop onto them, but then I realize I'm just so swamped for time 24/7. Really sad. I'm hoping one of these days I'll be able to clear my schedule, like my daily schedule enough that I'm like, "Oh yes, I'll just sit down and do a little challenge every day this month." And I will most certainly have time for it. That would be that is my dream. That's the real reason I want to be like rich and comfy in my own home. Just oh yes, I can spend all my time instead of working, I can be drawing birds for fun. It would be so nice. Grinning Hazard, hello with the dancing rowlet. How are you? Oh, the only way you did it was because you lost your job. Oh my gosh, I know how absolutely horrible that is. I, if you are looking, I hope you are able to find something new soon. It is, oh my god, it's so terrible. It's been a morning. Oh, how's your morning been? Things doing okay at home? Oh no, no, B. Oh, you moved for this job. Yeah, that's yeah, the last time I lost my job, it was because of like it was at the like beginning of COVID. Like all the everything started closing and then I couldn't work at the place I was at anymore and I was just kind of generally in like a really really not good situation at that time. So I kind of ripped and dipped out of there as soon as I was able to. But then the job search after that literally took me like 2 years. Um, and so yeah, that was really rough. That actually sapped all of my life essence away from me. And so, oh, and you bought a house? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's like, you're like committed. You're like in there. And what kind of job do I have now? So I am a drafter in fiber optic telecom. So I see all the little funny wires and make little diagrams and say like, okay, the wires go here, here, and here. And yeah, pretty crazy. I went being unemployed for 2 years to just looking at wires and deciding how entire fiber optic networks will work. Do I work remote? No, I work in office, but I have like we have sometimes the option of working remote if necessary, but they prefer that we don't, so I don't. I also moved for this job, so if I were to just kind of lose it, that would not be good. Most certainly would not be ideal. Yeah, it's one of those jobs that like I feel like you don't need a lot of like education for. But if you're gonna come into it without education, you need to learn really quickly. Where are you located? Yeah, I mean, I'll tell anyone. Like, I'm based out of New York, so around that area, northeast. Yeah, I know being like a quick learner is one of those kind of like resume buzzwords people love to use. But like for me, that's actually true. I'll just kind of look at something. As long as you can explain to me what something is and why it does it, I will remember that forever. Like, give me the training packet and I'm good. I might ask you like a bunch of questions. Like I'm sure my team lead is like sick of me right now. Sick of me, maybe, maybe not. Been to New York, it stinks. Well, there's a lot. Like if you're talking about New York City, like for sure, it's a little stinky. It's a big city. Um, but there's like so much of New York that is nothing even remotely like the city. You know, you can go to like middle of nowhere New York, which is where I lived for such a long time, and it's all farms. It's like it's very pretty, it's very nice, but it's also still New York. It's not ideal. It's very expensive. Oh my god, is it expensive to be in New York? I resemble that central New York remark. Yeah, it's icky, okay? I'm wondering if I should keep these like kind of if I should keep this like a white in the middle kind of tail, or if I should, you know, like if I make this little brown. I don't know. I feel like this is pretty good just for what I'm using it all for. I think we will call this little bird, just this one individual bird will be complete enough for now. We're just gonna make a little crop of this for uploading purposes. Export that. Yeah, we'll do that. Those settings. And so, here we go. Back to WorldAnvil, where I should pop open my images. I should maybe theoretically go fetch the art that I just saved. I have to go get it. I have to find it. I know where it is. My brain is just not letting me go to the correct folder right now. Okay, there it is. What is WorldAnvil? I'm so glad you asked. So WorldAnvil is basically this like world building campaign platform. And so you can do all sorts of things from making like a Wikipedia style view of your own fantasy world. You can track your campaigns, you can make characters, you can make places and things. And it's just like, it's a great just manager for all that information that you have floating around in your brain and wish to no longer have it be floating in your brain. I can just throw out this link here. And yeah, if you ever want to check out the website for yourself, like if you're big on like tabletop like role-playing games, if you're a writer, like all that kind of stuff, this would be like the perfect place for you. And the community is my favorite part. There's just so many wonderful people. So if you are a world builder, you are just doing yourself a huge favor by just at least just coming and hanging out with these people. You manage a roleplay world. Technically, like, it's not being used for anything right now, but I do manage a world. I'm just kind of like building it bit by bit, and it's kind of like my little pet project. It doesn't have like a defined purpose at the moment, but I'm thinking like the more and more it develops, I would love for it to be just kind of like a homebrew setting, like D&D style. Like I could run games in it. I could make little plots and modules and stories and things that just kind of happen in this world. It first got its start as like a 5e kind of homebrew setting. Bird GM. Yeah, so it started as like a D&D 5e kind of setting. Like I actually ran a short campaign 5e in this setting before it like had any real development at all. Just kind of like a little test run. It was a lot of fun. But ever since like in the years since I did that, I've kind of like divorced it from that original subject matter. Are these your landscapes? Okay, so the landscapes were generated in Midjourney, so they're AI. All these little sketches are mine. Well, look at you. Yeah, I try not to use it, or like I'd prefer not to use it as much as I do. It's all just kind of like placeholder stuff for, like, eventually I would like to sit down and like really go dive into some parts of my world that are a little bit more clearly defined and just like make my own illustrations for all of it. But right now, while I'm just like spitballing ideas, I'm just throwing stuff around. I just have like placeholder images that are AI made. You can make a video game out of this one day. I mean, maybe. I would love to make like maybe even like a single player experience in this world at some point. I've messed around with the idea before. Like I have this huge thing. I love the little itty bitty mundane bits of world building. Just like, oh, like all the little items and reagents and flowers and even the birds. Are you a writer too? I guess you could call me a writer if I'm putting together all these things. It's like all the written content for my world is all my own, so I do claim writing credit for everything that's in here. And do you play games? Yes, I do play games. I play many games. The big ones right now mostly is, well, at this point mostly it's just kind of like World of Warcraft, and Final Fantasy 14. So I kind of jump back and forth between those two. You seem like someone who appreciates lore. Oh man, I love lore. And anywhere that I can get it, I just like inhale it pretty much. Like especially in the case of Final Fantasy, I don't know your experience with games yet. Like Final Fantasy 14, like one of the biggest memes is just how absolutely dreadful the experience of playing through the base game is, like A Realm Reborn. But I actually loved it. I thought it was amazing. I like, yes, it was very slow going, like extremely slow going, but there was so much world building in it. It makes you cry on an hourly basis. Oh my gosh, yeah. Listen, it didn't Final Fantasy 14 doesn't really make you cry until like Heaven's Ward, and we all know when. If we played the game, we all know when. And it doesn't get better from there. It just makes you cry more. Yeah, I mean, Final Fantasy 14 is just like, it has such a chokehold on my life, on my heart, on my everything. Just emotionally, I am so attached to that game. It's really good. I mean that in a good way, if you can believe it. Like I got sucked into the story, and it's just ah ah. Oh gosh, what happened here? I need to remember what prompt I actually did this for. Vicious. These vicious little birds. Biggest AC fangirl. Yeah, it's oh my gosh, it's so funny. I every time I see AC, like I know based on the context what you're talking about, but now I'm like Animal Crossing, which I mean same. But you know, I've never actually played an Assassin's Creed game. I thought about it. Like there were a couple times where I was like, "Oh, you know, I'll maybe purchase. I'll go in on this one Assassin's Creed game that came out." And then I just don't because I have so many other things I'm playing in it and want to do. But yeah, I've definitely played Animal Crossing. It's not a lot of lore in there except like you're the mayor now, I guess. But it's so nice. Okay. Or at least it's just Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Yeah, that's actually one of the games that I was like really looking at it. Like when it came out, especially, I had like a couple friends playing it that I was watching play, and I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really interesting. I'd love to play it sometime. And I think I've had it like on my Steam wishlist for a while, and I never go in, you know. But one of these days, like I hear good things about it. I hear it's like one of the cooler games, but I don't know. I was gonna play the new Harry Potter until they announced it wouldn't be an MMO anymore. Yeah, I'm just avoiding that one altogether. I don't really want to get involved with it. Whole the whole internet is having like an experience over it. And like I don't even like Harry Potter that much, so just deciding not to play it is not it's not like huge it's not a huge loss to me. I love single player RP games. Yeah, it's a game I've never finished, but like the Witcher series. These are games that like I keep starting playing and then my life is like, "Hey, you're going to be busy now." And I'm like, "Okay." And then I just don't touch the game again for several months. So, it's a tough one. Gosh, what do I name this little bird? I kind of want to call it like a little moss swallow. I just don't like the way the S's just kind of blur into each other between those words. Yeah, see, I do like it. I like to imagine that they, hmm, maybe their favorite places to live is just kind of little anything like kind of mossy, anything overtaken by moss. Like I saw some videos the other day of people repairing like their thatched roofs that were just like completely covered in moss. I'm thinking like, what if these birds just really like settling in places like that, like these very mossy thatched roofs and barns that are just like kind of a little overgrown maybe. That'd be fun. And it kind of helps them blend in with their little green shoulders and head, and they're just kind of like they live there. They live in the moss. They live in the green. I'm building cabins in Maryland. Ooh, called Moss Rock. Well, that's interesting. Building like actual cabins, like doing actual like construction. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's super neat. The land we bought has giant rocks. Ooh. So you know a place is like really cool when there's just rocks everywhere. Covered in moss. Yeah, just I love walking through paths and things where there's just like mossy rocks. Just like see the moss and the lichen on the trees and everything's just kind of everything's all like grown out. It's really nice. Yeah, it's magical. And even more magical is if there's like a little creek running through and there's like just some water, just ah, little journey into the magic realm. we can say the moss swallow makes its home in our savella, often occupying the overgrown buildings and stony outcrops of the Northland's many farms. Yeah, I'll say that. Northland's many farms. Looking for an author so I can illustrate a book. Yeah, there was like a pretty decent chunk of time where I was like, yeah, I want to be like a book illustrator. I want to make art for people's books, and I kind of still do. I would love to do something like that. Yeah, then I don't know. I have all these projects that kind of just happen. Yeah, just want to knock it off your bucket list. Yeah, so many things I want to do. Like I want to make a book cover. I want to illustrate a book. And I kind of want to write a book, but I'm not at that point right now. I'm barely at the point where I'm actually creating the written content right now. I kind of spit a couple things out here and there just every now and then. And hopefully one of these days I can pull it all together and make like one good cohesive project. And not just like one project where I just have all these scattered bits of everything just all over the place. That'd be cool. That's the dream right now. So envious of authors because you can't write. You have no confidence in your writing. Oh no. Well, as with all things, just the more you do it, the more you kind of understand how the process works. Um, and honestly, the more you read, also, the more the more confidence you'll have in just your ability to string words together. And the Dumocan art. Hello, thank you for following. Right now, we are just doing a little write up for the bird that I just finished drawing. And then once we do that, we are going to maybe potentially move on to the next bird on my list that I wish to draw. And we will see. We will see where that one takes us. It sounds fun. Yeah, I like to think it's pretty fun. Almighty, these swallows are fiercely territorial. Okay, so let us see. Right, so now we have not one bird, but we have two. Very nice, very nice. I'm wondering if we should like flip-flop them, kind of the way I said last time. Okay, where are we? Take this container, move it over here. Yeah, so now we have a little variation, a little flip-flopping. I think I prefer that. Kind of breaks it up a little. Yes, we have our Aurelian Gilded Pigeon from Tuesday. And today we have our Moss Swallow. And this one is for the Stripes prompt. And this one is for the Vicious prompt. Because it is very mean and does not like you. Pretty birds, thank you. I just have a deep love and fascination for birds. So we're just making little sketches. And so, thus we return to the list of prompts. And we have finished 2 of them. Now I'm wondering, I think I may tackle prompt number 1, which is wings. And sort of with the idea that I had last time of kind of something inspired by the red-winged blackbird. So, normal looking bird, nothing off about it. You might even say it looks like just a normal crow or something. But then bam, bright colors, bright wings, beautiful, lovely creatures. So creature much like this one. Look at this one, it's yelling. Ah. Check out my bird sometime. Maybe I will. We will see. Oh, see this this one's also yelling. Ah. Love his shoulder pads, very trendy. Yeah, see? I used to have such a huge fascination with these things. Just every time I'd see one, I just like it'd be usually when I'm like in the car with my parents or something. I'm just looking out at a field. It's just red-winged blackbird, my favorite. They're not still my favorite bird, but they were like one of my favorite things to just see out in the wild. Look at that, cause like they have the red and they also have like the yellow underneath, and they're so cool. They're just so fun to see. And I imagine in other places in the world, there are probably similar birds that are they're like this, and they're relatively common. They're not particularly rare, but they're just so striking. You can never really miss them if they're around. Oh, look at this one. He's all floofy. I love that. And then this one's aggressive. Ha! You know? So anyway, we're gonna make something kind of like this. We're gonna maybe decide what we want this to look like. Maybe what kind of bird we want to base it on, like as a base. Cause yeah, you look at like a regular red-winged blackbird, and it's like, oh yes, it's just a black bird, but with shoulder pads, jazzy. So I'm wondering if we can make something similar, maybe not necessarily based off of the same exact type of bird. Could be just a regular old brown bird, but there's just some color to it that's just whoa. Didn't expect that. Yeah, that's kind of hard to do because I feel like the red and black is just such an iconic duo. It's kind of hard to make something just completely based off of it that's not kind of like the same thing, you know what I mean? Or it could do something like extremely similar, but just kind of change up the pattern, change up how it looks. Maybe make like a variant of the red-winged blackbird. So I think with this bird, I might like to keep kind of the just the monotone, just like blackbird base. And we're just gonna do something totally different with the wings. So he's not gonna have shoulder pads, but he's gonna have something that's just distinct about the wings that make them like you see that out in the wild and you're like, yeah, that's that thing. There's no way. There's no way we're missing that. So what do I want you to look like, little bird? Maybe I can get like a good reference for a picture of a bird that's just kind of like in flight but showing off its wings quite well. Aha. I want to do both sides or just one? Ooh, it's Sorry, I'm sleepy. I'm having a very sleepy day. It's only like 3 o'clock, but I'm tired. Maybe we'll do kind of like the kind of classic like bird flying pose. It's just like, and we'll do our sketch. We'll just kind of like a little football sketch of a bird. To kind of gauge what the shape is going to be and how exactly we're going to be looking at this. If that's like even nearly enough. Nearly the size it should be for like a full-grown bird, which the answer is no. We'll figure out the finer details in a moment. Not important right now. Just gonna make sure that thing I'm drawing is the appropriate size. Yeah, we basically have about the size I expect a bird to be, except maybe we will try to extend these wings a little. That just makes more sense to me, that they be a little longer. Maybe bring this in. Okay, and that's gonna be like our base little sketch. Turn that down a little. Now we'll get into some more detail. Start using Twitch, so I'm hopping around looking at artists. Love your work, definitely visit again. Yeah, it's really yeah. It was really nice to have you pop by. Thank you for chatting. And I hope you find many more artists. I'm sure there are a lot of wonderful people streaming right now. So thank you for popping in. So yes, we shall. Ciao. I'm gonna say this expression looks absolutely horrific. Looks like this bird has seen way too much for its little bird life. Maybe if I fill this in a little. I don't know if that made that worse. It's fine. It's fine. He'll get better, I promise. We just need a little bit more, maybe he just needs a little bit more shading, I don't know. We'll fix him. He's just seen too much. We got this little bird. Maybe he's a little fluffy. Little fluffy bird. Little fluff. I just think he's off to a little bit like of a rough beginning, but I think he's doing very well overall. I'll just make that main feather just kind of come up. Maybe this. That shoulder in there. Yeah, so we just have these wing feathers sticking out a little. Out the anatomy a little, like there's a shoulder. And like extends out to here. Feathers. And go up to here. Where they all just kind of get hidden by the floof. See, maybe the goal by the end of the month for me is to learn how to more confidently draw like bird anatomy. You know, we could just like do actual like studies, try to like recreate things one for one, kind of like master studies, but just by looking at pictures of birds. Maybe look at some diagrams, maybe really get into the science of drawing birds. I do love these creatures, so I may even consider it a worthy pursuit. I can't really see the underside of this wing in the reference I'm using, so I'm gonna kind of draw on this little armpit fluff that birds like to have. We're gonna just hope that the rest just kind of falls into place. Okay. And now little bird butt. bird feet. Can't really see them, but yeah. So here we have Bird. He is our little blank canvas now for whatever we decide will be his. What's up with his wings? So, trying to think how we actually want to do this. I feel like it's just a little too much if I just make the entire bird kind of like, you know, darkly color the entire thing, because then it's just gonna it's gonna remind me of the one that we just drew, where it's just kind of, it all looks scribbly and not colored in, if that makes sense. But I don't know. Lines. Part of me even wonders if like the color needs to happen, but then if I don't make the entire bird like black the way I want it to be, then the contrast isn't gonna look right. Gosh, it's a challenge. There's just so much to think about. Could just, I could just do it anyway. Ooh. I do just like playing around with like the kind of scribblies. Hmm. Let's see. Okay, so I'm trying to maybe avoid having like a copy of a red-winged blackbird, but the color red is like really just kind of sticking with my brain right now. Wasteland Ranger, hello, how are you? It's good to see you. Today we are drawing birds. I'm kind of trying to decide. Maybe if it's like a little more, maybe if we kind of combine, it's like they have, I don't know, they're a little orangey, but ooh, had an amazing thrift forever find. Ooh, what'd you find? What have you come across? Leather shoes for DR with a really good sole. Ooh. Yeah, it sounds like it'd be like a really good find. I do at some point need to get myself some better shoes. Like better LARP shoes, but I also haven't been like out LARPing in quite a while. So I don't know how like necessary it is. My boots still are fine. They are okay. Hmm. See, what if we add this flight feather just like all the way out to the end? See this bright orange? I know I said orange. Certainly flashy. Just pick some up when you're ready to. Yeah, it's kind of the goal. I'm sure that may not be for some time, but one day. I would like to come back eventually. Someday. How dark is that? That's quite dark. I just kind of... You're about to order tabby boots before you found these shoes. Ooh. I mean, those are also, like, really cool. Yeah, they're also not too bad on the comfort rating either. So we'll see how we feel about this in like 20 seconds. I'm back to a story. We're gonna write in DR World. Road trip to Vegasia. Ooh. Those trips are always fun because you never really know what people are gonna get up to when they get out there. Scribbling. Not the prettiest coloring job, but more just sketching, trying to get the point across. Oof. Fear and loathing in Vagasia. Ooh. Spoopy. Maybe if we keep that subtle. Yeah, so I like the general idea we've got with this bird. I think the execution could definitely use some work. However, I still think that he's a lovely little lad. Now we're gonna try to wrap this guy up pretty soon. In but a moment. Trying to get like the vibes of like this is a very dark feathered bird without completely washing out the entire drawing. And make it like too unsketched like, but I think we are beyond that point already. There's our sketchy little bird. Like I'm not unhappy with it. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure that the sketchy style kind of like suits the way I attempted to draw it. But that's okay. It's okay. And maybe we'll try to draw like a different view of it. Maybe what the wings look like when they're closed. And yeah, I'm trying to sketch bird body. Add bird head. Life seems simple enough. Maybe bird is angry. Maybe bird is not, maybe bird yells. Yes. Maybe bird go, ah. I do love bunk. I do love when birds have these little, like these little nubbins right above their feet. I feel like that's kind of like a common thing, but like you can see them like little sticking off the body, just whoop. And that is where the legs come from. Oh, something about it, just like it screams to me, just peak design choice by nature. Just it feels right. That's not the right tool. You have redeemed a read your article? Do you even have an article for me to read? Present it to me. What do you mean you didn't know that's what happened? It says that. You gotta read the little description. You probably saw the button, you pushed it. Does the button not give you a little description of what it does before you submit your payment? Your channel points? You silly goose. You are subject to the stupid weekend disease right now. Oh, I mean, yeah, same. That's why I'm sitting here drawing screaming birds. Certainly not a bad pastime, I would say, but atypical, I would also posit. I admire that birds really do just kind of like have their butts out like this when they're yelling. Looks like a little child pouting like, huh, I must scream. So there he sits. Might even make him a little stretchy. I feel like I put too much effort into this when the whole goal of it was just to draw what the wing looks like when it's closed. Part of me is like, maybe I should have just not drawn the whole bird. In fact, part of me is thinking maybe I should remove parts of this just so the primary thing doesn't get kind of like lost and muddied. So what we're here to represent really in this secondary picture is that it just like it goes like this. Like this is what the bird looks like. Big feathers go orange. I could basically just like do up the whole thing. It's gonna be like the exact same bird. Oh, man's got laser wings. Yeah, he's just a fancy boy. So yes, this is what I kind of like the name Red Lace. his little leggies. And boom, it has been now scribbled in that we have a bird. Now we shall maybe give it a little eye shine. The correct brush tool place. He's a cutie. He's a little guy. You know what? Even if I'm not a complete fan of what the sketch looks like, I like the idea. Like, yeah, it is pretty much like a red-winged blackbird with like an extra step. A few fewer steps in some places and a couple more in some others. That's fine. Little eyeball. And thus, there he is. Little laser wing boy. So yes, we're gonna do the same with this boy. We're gonna do a little light cropping. I hit the wrong button. Oh, my neck is so crunchy. So yeah, I have like this name kicking around in my brain now. Just like, I want to name this thing like a red lace. Like that just seems, it seems nice, it seems fitting. And so we did that for prompt 1. I kind of don't want to put him in front of Pigeon. I like my little pidge. We'll figure it out. We'll get there. Certainly, Pidge is my favorite so far out of all of our creatures. Oh gosh, I haven't even... Well, let's put up this screen so you can keep looking at the bird. While I just kinda... I handle my little write-up and stuff. And so yes, logically, since Pidge is prompt 2, we would want to put prompt 1 in front of it. But I don't know, I kinda like putting them... I'll put them in my own order. I don't care. I make the rules. I might have to refresh. Ugh. Refresh this partner? I don't know why it started doing that. Is that like a new feature? Ugh. I used to be able to keep these prompts open for like ever. Not prompts, these articles open in editing mode for like 10,000 years and they wouldn't yell at me. Oh my gosh, I just keep yawning. It's a very sleepy day. So you, image, need to go here. Front one, wings. Okay, so we have the red lace is a bird often seen in western Arceville, fluttering through the trees of WorldAnvil Forest. Perhaps in WorldAnvil we have... Perhaps in WorldAnvil we do have some foliage, which would cause them to blend in quite well. Well, the whole of this region pretty much is like kind of dominated by autumn tones, so it wouldn't be too crazy to see birds that are kind of like reddish. And so yes, we shall see what we end up with as we develop some of these places a bit more. These are some of the regions that I've been working on a lot more closely since December, since World Ember. And yes, so I will see. I do want to develop like some of these forests and things quite soon. So I want them to kind of be like the starter region for my world. Yeah, so the red lace is on the page. I just need to finish like the little description for it. And we do be getting there. Like, look at us, we got 3 whole birds. That's 3 more birds than we had last week. It's pretty exciting. Okay. Kind of looking up where these birds are kind of common in real life and kind of what function their coloring serves. They do actually quite like naturally marshy areas, which is really good because the forest that I just kind of threw them into is quite marshy, is quite brackish, if you will. Very salty. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so they're located in the WorldAnvil Forest. Ah. It's visually striking. These dark birds are easily identifiable by the stripe of orange plumage along the upper edges of their wings. They're very pretty. I like them. Okay. And thus, there we go. We now have, just put a little line break after it. And boom. We are nice and organized. Yeah, I mean, I must say, I think we set the bar very high with King Stink. However, these other two birds, I think they are beautiful and perfect as little concept design sketch drawings of birds that could very well exist in this section of my world. I think they're lovely. I would love to redraw them someday. Just kind of in a way that has them a little bit more, I don't know, like a little more actually sketchy. I don't know what stylistically went wrong with the design of these, that they just kind of have such a different vibe from the pigeon. But it could also, again, just be that the pigeon is using very bright colors and they stand out from the line art a lot better. So that's probably it. I think that's the whole thing. But yes. So now, look at us. We got 2 birds done. Woo! How very exciting. So today we created the moss swallow and the red lace. 2 more birds for our collection. Cheers. Ah yes, and the cheer emote. You will see that I actually got 2 more emotes. The last 2 that I have right now, last 2 emotes approved. And so alongside that one is no, the drama. And so for some reason, drama and cheer were both like held for review for a very long time. Don't know why. I'm thinking maybe those 2 words like triggered like Twitch's like little keyword search, like, oh, that could be sus. We might not like those emotes. Cause I mean, like, drama I guess makes sense. Cheer, I guess if you're talking about like bit cheers, like the paid thing, like maybe they think I'm trying to get people to cheer by using this emote or something. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. They were approved now, yes, because they are lovely, perfect little emotes. Yeah, so now if you are subbed to my channel, you have access to all of these wonderful emotes, and maybe in the future I will have other emote slots available for more people. I'm hoping that in time, theoretically in time, we will finally hit that like kind of threshold to get like instant download eligibility or whatever it is for free emotes to be a thing on my channel. I know there's like workarounds for it. I know someone in one of my previous streams was talking about it. I don't know. I kind of just want to do the normal thing, the as as God intended kind of way, as Twitch God intended. Yes. So that is all we are going to be doing during today's stream. I'm very glad to have all of you join me today. And I hope you enjoyed the birds. I hope you like the birds. I hope you look forward to seeing more in the future. My next bird stream is going to be Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. My next stream in general is going to be tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. But I'm not going to be drawing birds. No, I'm going to be playing games. It is gamer time. I'm going to be playing Graveyard Keeper. I've been wanting to sit down and play Graveyard Keeper for several weeks now. I've been rabid for it. I want to play this game. And so I'm going to force myself to make time for this game by streaming it to you guys. So 2 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, I'll be playing Graveyard Keeper right here, right on this channel. And so, yeah, I hope you look forward to that. It doesn't seem like I have anybody on my friends who is streaming at this point in time, so I'm just gonna have to cut the stream as it is. So, thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow, maybe another time. Goodbye!